I don't know if I've used that as a mystery episode intro before or not, but there it is. Welcome to HowDoWeHuman. It's that podcast. Here comes that podcast.
Oh shit, dude.
Oh
What up?
shit. It's that podcast, HowDoWeHuman. The podcast where we overanalyze all the weird and uncomfortable micro moments in life. And I've said the word podcast too many times. And that person who is sleepy and rambling is Evan Cox, one of your hosts.
Podcast. Chris Binning.
On our little conversation up top, we both mentioned we're a little low energy today, but we're gonna bring it. You know, if you're not watching on YouTube, youtube.com/ what was it? Just / at HowDoWeHuman.
Yeah,
That's it. We're both wearing pink shirts today. We're feeling very lively on our chests.
that's right.
So hop on there and check that out.
Check out our chests.
Check out our chests. Like I said in the intro, it's a mystery. We don't know what we're talking about today. We've done a few of these in the past, but it's been a minute. But before we figure out what that is we're going to talk about, we got to figure out what you're going to talk about, Chris. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I mentioned to you after we recorded the last episode that my fiance and I were going to Santa Barbara for what's called that's right. What's called engaged encounter, which is just a
Yes.
thing where a bunch of engaged couples kind of go on a little weekend retreat and then basically learn more about themselves and their relationships to make sure that they've talked about big issues if they haven't previously in their relationships.
Previously in a relationship.
And helping to strengthen things that you have talked about, but
Yeah.
without all of the distractions of everyday life and with like prompted um questions and things like that.
Got it.
And we were staying on the UC Santa Barbara campus. Of course, you did not see the Santa Barbara campus. You were not there, but we see Santa Barbara campus. And so we were in the dorms there. And you know they assign you a random roommate that's also one of the couples there, and so they give you a little like key fob that says which room you're in. They give you like an electric, like an E key to like put up against some of the scanners to let you into buildings, and then they give you like a traditional key to unlock your actual like bedroom.
It's a lot to remember.
So we check in, we get our keys. They're like, this is where you're staying. That's your building over there. That's your building over there. You use this to get into the buildings, and then you use this to get into your bedrooms. And so we got our keys. We went to our separate buildings. I get to the door of my building. I put up that little e-card. The scanner turns green. I go to open the door and it doesn't open. I'm like, uh-oh. There's a thing on the bottom of the door. It's like a little like L bracket basically sticking out, and there's a sign on the door that's like, use this to open the door. Yeah. I was like, okay, maybe I'm like doing it wrong. And so I put the thing against the scanner, it turns green. I use the foot bracket to open the door. It still doesn't open.
No.
So I try some other doors to the same building. They don't work. I watch other people. Like, what am I doing wrong? Do I not know how to open the door?
Is this a relationship test?
Yeah. Every single other person can open the door. So it becomes
A reverse
clear.
sword in the stone
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
You were the chosen
We
one.
give whoever's least worthy. um, but so it becomes clear that they've given me one that doesn't work. Um,
Yeah.
but I'm afraid to go in there and have them be like, "Really? Let's go check." And they go,
Yeah.
they put it up against the door and they open the door, no problem. um,
Just like them.
so I have my fiance come back over and like, "Hey, can you try it so that it's not just me?" And then of course it doesn't work for her either, and so I get a new card.
Great.
But that feeling of like, oh no, I'm I'm the problem.
You're the
It's not the
problem.
bad key that they gave me. It's me for receiving the bad key. I must be the problem. It goes back to the bad food thing that we always talk about. Like if I order something
Yeah.
and it's bad, that's my fault. It's like I checked in, I got the bad key, so it's my fault.
It's the worst. Even like, I mean, Santa Barbara's a drive. It's not nothing.
Yeah,
It's not
we
a
just had
crazy long
like
drive, but
2.5 hours probably.
yeah, it takes a minute to get there. And if after any sort of trip, I get to a hotel, get to wherever I'm staying, when I get to my dorms,
Yeah.
it's such a fucking momentum killer to just get to that. Like, well, checked in, ready to go, and it's all done. Now I can go lay on the bed or get rid of my bags or whatever. And then no, you cannot.
No, you cannot.
No, you no. I want to know all about that trip. That sounds fascinating. I didn't realize that's what you were doing.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean it was led by two couples who've been married for decades. Kind of leading
Good.
some of the topics and stuff like that. But yeah, there was a lot of stuff based on whatever word we end up with today. Maybe some some
Hey,
stuff will come up.
who knows?
Maybe we talk about it in the future. Maybe you and I just talk about it off mic.
Yeah,
Who can say? But
who
what
can say?
I can say are these
Uh oh.
words. Evan, how you doing?
Yes. Great. Uh, Last night. Oh, I'm very tired today. I was also very tired last night. It's continued. It's been a tired week. I'm exhausted, prepping for a trip and not sleeping well. So last night, I was like, I'm not going to go to, especially getting ready to leave. I'm going to Washington. I'm going to be gone for weeks. I don't want to fill my fridge with groceries. I want to
Right.
eat what I've got, try to empty out the fridge as much as I can. But I'm running low and was like, I'm gonna order food. I don't love doing that too often. It gets very expensive, but I'm like, it's time. The time has come, and I'm gonna order a little poke bowl from Sweetfin because that's down the road. It's not too crazy expensive and healthy, which
Yeah.
little exhaust mo over here could use. So I order this bowl. Make your own bowl. I'm like, oh, it's got bamboo
Yeah.
rice.
Go to
It's got
ceramics
salmon.
class.
I go
Oh.
to ceramics class. I made a bowl. They filled it. Salmon, mango, rice, the scallions and stuff in there. Sweet potato. I'm like, yeah, this is gonna hit. A
Yeah.
lime ponzu sauce. Oh yeah. And it arrives, maybe a half hour later. There is no salmon.
Uh oh.
There
That
is
was
no
the first
ponzu sauce.
ingredient.
There's no sauce. There's no salmon. The mango is like almost white on the yellow side, almost white because it's hard. It's like,
Okay.
and part of it is the peel. There's like green on the end of it.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know if this person has cut mango before. I know it's not easy. And the sweet potato, was also completely raw. Just like, just chomping on raw potato. I've never been so sad about food. It really, really was a heartbreaker. And I sat there for a while, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Because also, I didn't have it delivered through them, which I should have. I don't know that they offer that, but I did DoorDash. So I was like, well, now I gotta go through them, I think. And I went through them, and they're like, we're sorry for your experience. Here's $4 back. I'm like, that's not how much it cost. So I drove over, which is the last thing I wanted to do was get in my car.
Yeah.
Drove over to Sunset, went to Sweetfin, and it took me a lot because you and I don't like complaining.
No.
We don't like being little sticks in the mud. We like being a part of the mud. Part of your mud. But I had thought about it and made that choice. I'm like, I am going to be a stick in the mud because I deserve it. And I'm tired and I'm hungry. And they did this and made me get in my car and drove all the way here. I'm not going to cry when I talk to him. So I go, and first off, in the parking lot, there's a camera that talks to you, and I don't like that at all. It
Oh,
says,
that's weird.
you step out of your car, and it goes, hello.
Oh no.
You are being filmed right now. And that was it. I'm like, okay, fuck off.
Yeah, I hate that.
Hate that. I get if it's like something a little more protective than the garbage cans and parking lot outside of a sweet fin. It's a bit much. I go in, I tell him what's up. He's trying to save face and be like, yeah, the sweet potato can be a little tough. Maybe it's just too hard for you. I'm like, oh no, it's not my fault. I wanted to be like, you eat it.
You eat it. Yeah.
You eat this in front of me.
Here comes the airplane.
Yeah. He was just like, oh yeah, it looks like, because I mentioned all those things wrong with it. He's like, no, it looks like someone just forgot to put the salmon in. I'm like, well, first off, you should be a little more upset about that. It's a big miss. But I'll let it go. I'm not gonna keep complaining about the other stuff. He's like, I'm gonna rebuild it. He rebuilds it and makes a large, which I had ordered a small. So I was like, that's nice. I appreciate that.
Okay, yeah.
The whole time there was this young girl working there who looked so like she hates her job and just like refused to look me in the eyes. Like, I know it was you. I know you did this. I'm like, there's no part of me that was ever going to like even just say like hi to her or anything. I'm like, I just want an apology from the source.
Yeah.
you made me come here. And he's like, I'll put the sweet potato in a separate bowl in case it's still too hard for you. I'm like, motherfucker.
So condescending.
Condescending. Fuck. I don't know. These were all very reasonable complaints, and he was making me feel like a non-reasonable complainer, which I don't like.
Sweet fin, more like sour fin.
Yeah. So I got home. I ate it. The sweet potato on the side I didn't eat because it was still completely raw. He's like, oh yeah, it's like they boil it like a little bit, so it's like kind of tough, but it's still soft. I'm like, I know. I've fucking eaten here before. I've had your sweet potato. It's not normally raw. It was still raw. The mango was half good mango, half the hard bad part of the mango. Overall, pretty unsatisfying, but the salmon was nice. I had salmon and rice, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit of mango.
You and I both ordered healthy food last night, but my experience was fine.
Damn it. Where'd you go?
Like I think it's called like Urbane Cafe or something like that.
I don't know
I had a tri-tip sandwich.
that. Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah, let me pull up what's in there for you.
Let me pull this up.
Where is it? Oh, sorry, barbecue tri-tip sandwich. So marinated barbecue tri-tip steak, pepper jack cheese, house-made apple coleslaw, and chipotle aioli. Um,
Yum.
and then it came with a side salad too.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I
it
love
was good.
apple.
I've never
Apple on anything.
ordered from there before, so it was kind of a gamble, but it was
Yeah,
good.
always is. That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, would you pronounce that a Barbie Q sandwich?
Yes.
Thanks, because that will help with the segue.
Right.
You get it?
Uh-huh.
If you've listened in the past, and if you haven't, please do. We love those numbers going up. We're sneaking up on 20,000 listens. That'd be neat. We're getting there. Uh, we like to find special little ways to draw a word, and then we'll talk about that topic. In the past, it's been something like refrigerator.
Yep.
What was one? I forget the other ones.
Constraint was one of
Constraint,
them.
yeah. Constraint, refrigerator. I don't remember. There was at least one or two others. Anyways,
There's there might be two others.
might be.
Cuz I think there
Uh,
is cuz I don't remember what we got from Don't Worry Darling article and I don't remember what our Wordle one was
I
either.
think "Don't Worry, Darling." I think it was review or something like that. Because I
Yeah,
remember we
maybe,
just ended
yeah.
up talking about
Yeah,
movies.
probably.
Anyways, "Don't Worry, Darling" was all the talk at that time. And what's all the talk right now? Hey, baby, it's Barbie.
Yep.
Have I seen it? No, I have
Have I
not.
seen it? Yes, I have.
Did we plan to dress in pink? No.
No.
Which is insane that we both wore pink. I wasn't thinking that. I need to do laundry. This is a dirty shirt. I'm a dirty, dirty boy getting ready to go on a trip. Wearing dirty shirts, dirty shirt. Here's what's up. I found, and I don't want to read it because I don't want spoilies.
Yeah.
I found a transcript of the movie Barbie.
Okay.
I have uploaded it, copy and pasted it. I've uploaded it to the cloud, called Google Sheets, and we are going to get a number. I don't
Okay.
know how we want to do this. If I can just tell you a range. I think we did that with "Don't Worry,
I
Darling."
think so.
I'll give you a range, and you tell me the number. And then however many words I'll let you know how many, or maybe I'll just look at the line and one of the words will be a topic we want to talk about. If there are multiple, we'll get more specific. But I'm gonna need an odd number
Ooh.
between 1 and 3007.
Out of curiosity, why does it have to be an odd number?
Well, it entered into Google Sheets, skipping every other line.
Okay.
And I was like, hey, I know some things. I don't immediately know a way to just get rid of all the blanks.
Yeah.
So you can do it, okay?
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was going to pick the number 8 because
Ouch.
it's August 8th. Double eights.
That's gonna hurt for you.
But man, I guess
It is 2023.
it is. Let's go with let's go with
I was
2023.
gonna say we literally could. I wasn't
Yeah.
thinking that when I said it. I was just leaning on the 3, but yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to line 2023.
That, of course, I would assume is deeper into the transcript, so hopefully you don't get much spoily
Okay.
territory.
Okay. Interesting. This line is 2 words.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what to do with this, or if you'll want to do this. We could absolutely find a different one if you want, and just cut this out. The words are young fathers.
Oh man, I know exactly what this line is in the movie too, and it's one of my favorite lines, if not my favorite.
I don't know.
I mean,
It's in the abstract.
it is. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that we would necessarily have a lot of stories about this,
Yeah.
but maybe it, you know,
I've got some things I could talk about.
yeah.
Yeah. I can lead us in. All
Okay.
right. And we'll go from there. I have a child. No.
Whoa.
Huh? No, I was actually I was just telling you beforehand, me and former guest Derek Lee Hood hung out. We went to a baseball game. Mariners versus the Angels. Mariners swept them. It was neat. Uh, Derek, when he and I first met, which is when you and I first met,
Yep, all
and
met
you and
at the
I
same time.
the same day. You and I had this conversation, maybe the last time we recorded, where we were realizing, like, oh yeah, like we've known each other for like 7 years or so. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh shit, it's been a while. Uh, Derek's daughter is 7, and I was like, oh yeah, he was like a brand new father when we met. He had just had a baby, or he had had a baby like a couple weeks into class.
Yeah. That's good as crazy.
It's crazy. so so he's got one of those, like walking, talking human beings that's no longer like a baby. It's like, well, hey. Just a little Derek. And I was talking to him because he and I haven't hung out in a while, and we had such a delightful time together. And I mentioned, like, there is something to, I'm 34. I do not have any kids. I would say moderately likely won't be having any kids. I have a lot, being 34, I have a lot of friends who do have kids. Young fathers, you might call them.
Yep.
It feels really hard to reach out to my good friends who have children as the childless person,
Mhm.
because in my mind they're busy. They're very busy. They're raising a child.
Yeah.
And I like hate reaching out being like, you want to go to this concert or something? Like, no, I have a kid. So I've always felt very awkward about that. And whenever I mentioned that to one of my friends, they're like, no, like, I have time. There's two of us. She can watch the kid and we can go do something one of these days. We'll just have to plan it ahead. But I do not like doing that. Do you have a lot of father friends?
Not really.
Mm,
One of my closest childhood friends now has 2 kids.
nice.
But he lives in Arizona, so there's not a lot of times where I uh am reaching out to him to hang out. So it
That
doesn't
makes
really
sense.
come up very often. But I mean, it is like what you were saying about not enjoying or feeling weird about reaching out to them. It is kind of like that. There are different like not landmarks, but like milestones
Yeah, life milestones.
of things like, you know, getting married and then having children, where each after each one is crossed, the
Yeah.
um stereotype, I guess, is that you like lose all of your friends, lose all of your like social
Right, sure.
um
Social
for lack
media.
of a better word, freedom, I guess. That's as stereotypical of
Yeah.
a take as you can have,
But it's out there.
but
Yeah,
it
I get
is out there. But yeah, it's
it.
but just that you have um uh everybody assumes either your friends assume that you're too busy, or you are too busy. It's
Right.
like, and you may be too busy the first time, and so they assume you're always busy, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Um, and so it kind of becomes um, tricky on both ends of like, we want to do something, but none of us are gonna
It just kind of ends
make
up
the
that
effort.
way.
So it
You
just kind
don't
of
reach
fizzles out.
out. And
Yeah,
I'm sure that is similar with you, with your friend. You said he lived in Arizona.
yeah,
So yeah, I have several friends with kids in Washington, and I'm getting ready for a Washington trip. And when you go back and visit home, it's like I can't see everyone. I can't
right.
see everyone that I like and or love in Washington State. I got to make cuts, and unfortunately, those with kids get cut. No, not everybody. But it is just, again, it's just harder to reach out. But I also have the the knowledge that I'm going to Washington to hang out with my family, both of my sisters of which have kids.
Yeah.
And guess what? They have time to hang out with me. The kids there, and well, that's great. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just a me or an us thing. Maybe it's just a childless thing. I feel like I don't mind the idea of not having kids. I feel very fulfilled with my nieces and my nephew and just being a good ass uncle. Uh, but there is the subconscious part of me, because those are those life milestones, that I'm like, well, I'm the, for lack of a better term, inferior person. I'm the low
Sure.
status person here, coming in and being like, let's do beer bongs, bro. Let's stay up late on a Sunday night. This is not anything I do. This is not actually, that's just what it feels like. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know. Now I'm mad for some reason.
yeah. Yeah, I was gonna ask to get deep on this episode and ask how you felt about
Yes.
like if the not um having kids was always kind of your not goal, but
My goal in life,
but
which,
but like your
that is a thing.
what you always envisioned, or if it's I think I'm older now than I would like to
Oh,
have
that for
been
sure.
to start as a father, or what
Yeah, I mean, I would say as a kid, I think most kids, it's just that you assume, but your like numbers are way off. I was like,
yeah.
I'll probably get married at 19, have a kid by 25. It's like, oh no, no, no,
Mm.
I've never been married. I'm 10 years older than when I was supposed to have a kid.
Yeah.
Um, it's always been a what do you, I don't know. I've just always kind of been on the fence about it. I like the idea of it, but I don't know that it would really. It sounds selfish. You're there's a little bit of selfishness involved in not wanting to have kids, but
Yeah, of
it
course.
just doesn't really feel like it would jive with the life that I want to have. And being as old as I am now, yeah, it just makes it harder. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. I guess I have to flip that question to you. We can
What?
cut it if you don't want to talk about it.
No, I mean, hey, you better believe that this was a part of the weekend that we had. This was
I
certainly one
bet.
of the topics to kind of dive into, especially because like there are different, I guess, versions of this uh thing that you can go through. Ours, because we're getting married in the Catholic Church, this was like specifically tied to that. But I
Yeah.
believe there are like plenty of either non-denominational versions, or maybe other uh religious groups have them. I don't know, but I would assume that there are a variety of different ones, and I would recommend it for anybody. Like everybody, there. I think there were 36 couples there for ours, and basically everybody was like, I had some doubts coming into this, but
Yeah,
we're all glad we we came here.
that's great.
Um, but yeah, certainly because it was through the Catholic Church and as many churches are, it's very much like you're you're gonna give us kids, right?
Oh
um,
yes, big thing. Don't
so
give us kids. Don't give us kids. Don't give us kids. Give us kids.
exactly. So
So
there's
many kids.
there's definitely like even if it's like you can't um like if biologically you can't reproduce, there's still like, but you could adopt, and you could do all these other things. Just give us your children. um so it definitely there was definitely a lot of discussion about that. I think that I would like to have children, but I definitely also have like some reservations.
Yeah,
I mean, a big part of it is like financially. Like, I don't know that we
yeah.
have
It's
the
hard to live these days in general.
exactly. It's hard to live these days.
And every parent I know that I talk to will tell me or I'll end up talking about it with them because I know now, like, childcare is so fucking expensive.
Yes.
It's genuinely the same price as my rent.
Yeah. Oh
You just
yeah,
have to pay
it's
rent again to have a
insane.
job.
Yeah.
So it's all your money just goes bye bye.
Yeah.
Uh,
Um
Bad times.
yeah, and that's, without every other cost that comes with them.
Yeah.
Um and I know that I had also, since you mentioned, hey, it's hard to live these days. It's like, well, should I
Should I make someone else do
make
this?
someone else do that? And I had mentioned that to my friend who has kids
Yeah.
in Arizona. And he was like, "Yeah, but it seems like uh he's like the world feels like less of a nightmare, because you're like focused on
Yeah.
how like joyful making kids happy can be." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so there is that aspect of it as
Yeah.
well, that kind of like, well, all right, I guess I can see that. Um but we've talked about this a little bit, but as someone with a dog, do you feel,
Yeah.
I know it was in
Sure.
your dating profile bio that
Of
you were a
course.
dog dad.
Dog dad.
Do you feel like um a father because you have a dog, or did you put dog dad in your bio because you know that that's like millennial
Keywords.
terminology? Yeah, keywords,
It's up in
exactly.
my SEO.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I mean we talked about writing dating profiles on some episode where it's like you gotta fill that space with something. And you kind of do
Yeah.
just need like keywords. That sounds shitty, but like keywords to describe yourself. I don't know. I don't know. I take my fathership of my dog very uh seriously, but there's also the just the general, parents of kids really hate it when you suggest that raising a dog is anything like raising a
Of course.
kid. They find that offensive. I don't. No, I get that it's not nearly as difficult, but I think having a dog is a great training ground for having a kid. Like,
Sure, yeah.
It's the same sort of idea, like especially living alone, uh, where there's the difference between just like I'll have my dog stay with my ex girlfriend who adopted the dog with me, and then it's just me in the apartment, and it's easier to just be like, I'm just gonna sit on the couch all day and do nothing. There's just something in life when there is another thing there you have to take care of.
Yeah.
It's like she gets me outside. I have to take her for multiple walks every day. And I got to remember to feed her. I got to remember to give her water, give her little baths. Oh, make sure I need to get her nails trimmed today. Because we're going on a big old trip. You can't go on big old trips with big old nails.
Yeah, only big trips with little nails.
Absolutely. Big trips, little
Little
nails.
nails.
It's our new reality show. Touring, what do you call it? Manicure.
The Finger Lakes.
Touring manicure.
Okay.
Big trips, little nails.
Touring manicure.
Touring manicure.
Okay.
I do. There is probably more gold to mine in this immediate topic. But before I forget it, I do want to share a little story. That's someone else's
Yes.
fucking business. So I won't
I
name
love it.
names.
My favorite kind of story.
I only knew we're not out here naming names. We're not shaming anybody either. Good for all y'all for doing what all y'all all do. I only knew one couple in high school that accidentally got pregnant.
Oh, okay,
Did this
yeah.
happen in Arizona?
It did. I think
Oh boy.
maybe
Scandal.
maybe only one from my high school also, or at least from my grade,
Yeah. Mine
that
was
got
also
pregnant in high
from
school.
my church.
Yes.
Scandalous. I say this
You're
not
not
to
supposed to give
shame
us
this
children
person.
yet.
Nah, nah, no, not yet.
Children are a gift unless
So
unless
they
they're a
were,
sin.
I want to say, one grade ahead of me. So they
Okay.
graduated, had that kid.
Okay.
Or no, they graduated. She hadn't had the kid yet. So it was like they got pregnant like right before they graduated. But it was still
Got it. Okay.
scandalous
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Elma's a very small town, and everyone knows who I'm talking about if they're from Elma. Good guy, good people. The only time I ever saw, I've not seen them since. The only time I ever saw them again was in the movie theater to see Knocked Up.
Yes.
I forget. I think I was there with my sister, and she like pointed it out that they were in the back row, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's so bad! What
And
a
this
terrible choice
was
for a date movie."
and this was post having the baby or
I think
post
this was
pregnancy but
having the baby.
pre-baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oof.
Nice.
Good
Well, maybe
shit.
they were like, this is educational. Let's
Yeah.
let's see what they what they go
Let's
through.
see what they get up to. Who's this Seth
Yeah.
Rogen guy? He's new to the scene.
Yeah.
Anyway, that always made me chuckle.
I don't think I ever saw the girl who got pregnant. And I don't even think the person who was in the other half of that equation. I don't know what their relationship was, but I don't even think that he went to our school. But it was before, it was
Mm,
pre graduation. It was maybe even pre senior year, and she just kind of like, I don't know if she dropped out or if she transferred schools or whatever,
yeah.
but that was kind of the story that like she got
So,
pregnant and now she's not here anymore.
yeah, these people tend to go into hiding,
Yeah.
and I get it. Because kids are cruel.
Yep.
And it is funny where I'm talking about that, like, yeah, so it would have been like I was a junior, and I was, as long as I'm thinking junior or senior in my head, I'm just me now, just a 34-year-old. I'm like, no, that was when I was an adult already. No, you weren't. You were 17. You were a child. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't date anybody until I was 20. So I had very little chance to even become a young father.
um, we're because you have I believe dated more people than I have.
At the same
Has that
time.
ever? That's right. You were the bachelor for a season.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, good days.
but
I'm quite
had that
curious where this question's going.
well had the
Mm.
idea of fatherhood been a sticking point in any of those relationships? Maybe one half wanted uh kids, the other half did not. Was that ever something that came up and caused friction in a relationship?
The thing is, I've never, ever dated anyone who did want kids. I don't know what that
Interesting.
is. Everyone I've ever dated has been, because, like I said, I've always been on the fence. So I always end up being the, like, not like we should think about it, but just like, yeah, I'm not opposed to it. Man, it'd be nice. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of proud moments. But no, every woman I've ever dated, it's been like, fuck that. No interest in ever having kids. And I think that's, I mean, I know that just based on census studies, etc., that like millennials are having less and less kids.
Right.
So
Killing the
I don't
baby
know.
industry.
Yeah, that's gonna have to find a better way to word that. That doesn't sound good. Killing the baby industry. But
Yeah.
there is, you mentioned me being like, are you anti having a kid? Are you familiar with that movement? I know I came across it on Reddit. There's a subreddit
Oh, what a
called
surprise.
something along the lines of like child free by choice or something like that. And I'm like, oh,
Okay.
I guess that's me. Let's see if this
Sure.
is community for me. These people are so fucking angry. They
Yeah.
are militarily against, like, not, they're not saying like it's not it wouldn't be good for my life. They're saying it's evil to have kids. No one
Yeah.
should have kids. It's a bad thing. You're all monsters. I'm the hero in my story.
Yeah.
It's fascinating.
I'm not necessarily familiar with that movement. It doesn't surprise me that
Yeah.
someone um, has an opinion that they're angry and militant about on
I
Reddit.
mean, surprise.
But I like you were saying, or the episode of Smartless with Seth Rogen. I remember him talking about how um, he was basically like, yeah, we just don't think having children would be a good fit for us, and we'd rather regret not having them than regret having them.
That's what I always
Um,
say. Yeah.
and I think that most people, most sensible people, can be like, yeah, you don't want to have
Yeah.
them, that's fine. Um, and I think most sensible people can be like, oh, you want to have them, that's fine.
Yeah.
But it is like we just live in such a
Gotta be angry.
awful angry society where everybody so many people suffer from main character syndrome. Every
Oh,
opinion
yeah.
is a war in their eyes. Like,
It's a fact. Yeah.
And I
But
I
that
don't know, have you noticed, maybe you can't really tell on Reddit, but um is this community a lot of dudes? Or
oh,
is
I've
it a mix?
gotta assume.
Okay.
I don't know though.
Is this
I
like a
can't.
rebranding of incel? Like what what
Right.
are we what are
I
we
mean,
up against
honestly,
here?
yeah, probably related. I can't find it. There is child free, but I don't think that's the one I come across. That was
Yeah.
so angry.
Yeah. I mean there is a big movement as uh more and more toxic men get
Computers.
timed computers, yeah, computers and phones, as they begin to afford technology,
Yeah,
and get their own time in the spotlight. We've talked many times about how it feels like some comedians would like to be canceled so that they can
yeah.
get that whole
That audience.
audience that moves in a pack, even though they're all alphas, they all
Oh
seem to
yeah,
move as a pack.
we're all leading this.
But I when there have been a couple times where I've seen promoted posts through the Instagram algorithm about like wedding things, and when David's Bridal announced that they were going out of business, there's so many comments that were just like, W for men. It's a big win for men. Oh fuck.
Holy shit.
Why why is life like this?
I don't know. But I do know that we have the power to ignore it.
Yeah,
It's a strong power. It's hard to flex,
hard to
but
flex.
it
It's
is effective.
an unsung power, but and perhaps the greatest challenge, perhaps we are truly the main characters.
It's true. It's possible.
Yeah,
I mean,
we both
yeah,
wear pink.
we both wore pink.
That's
I
that's got to be something.
believe the children are our future
Yes.
because that's how time works.
Yep. I just like the idea of like a pack of wolves, but they're all exactly in a line. Like, no,
Just
we're all leading this.
a
Nobody
line
takes a step
going the
further.
other way.
We can all.
Das gut, das gut.
That's good.
I don't know. I don't know. Good for all ye young fathers out there. Don't let us yuck your yum. And in particular, young fathers got a history of choosing not to be fathers anymore.
Yeah.
So anyone out there that became a father, that's chosen to keep on fathering, that's nice.
My other question
Whoa.
is, so we haven't even talked about this at all this
Holy
episode.
shit.
Um, your own father, Evan.
Who?
How old was he when he had his first child? Was he a young father?
He was not. So I can sum that up real quick. I think it was when I turned 32. He was like, "Oh, that's how old I was when I had you," and I was his second kid. So he would have been like 29 or 30 when he had his first kid. So for the time, ancient.
Sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that mine was 25 or
Okay.
26, somewhere in there.
Okay.
So, I mean, certainly younger than I will be.
Did you get some of that young father energy?
That's a good question. I don't know. I mean, it like let's really bring the episode down here at
Let's
the end,
do.
but
Let's do.
um, because he had me when he was 25-ish, and then passed away when I was 28.
Yeah.
Because he was a younger father, there was then more, and there's no way to have known this obviously, but there was, you know, 28 years instead of 24,
Yeah.
22, whatever, like,
Right.
um, other number it could have been.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I certainly wouldn't necessarily remember a young father energy, but I do actually, when people, um, like I do remember classmates. And even now, like some people are kind of like, "Oh, your parents had you when they were young. Like you have younger parents
Yeah.
for your age." So I guess it I don't have anything to necessarily compare it to,
Yeah.
but other parents sure do. um, are there any and maybe you don't want to answer this,
Oh boy.
but are there a big part of fatherhood would be, um by the way, that'd be a great like priest name, fatherhood.
There's got to be a
But
fatherhood out there.
um but anyway, I mean, I think a lot of them go by their first names, but anyway,
Could be a first name.
um a big part of fatherhood is passing on um qualities,
Mm-hmm.
good and bad,
Truth.
to your offspring. Are there
True.
qualities, good and or bad, that you
Yes.
feel you have received from your own father?
I don't want to put my parents on blast. But
Or
sure.
from just an unnamed
From an unnamed
from
source.
an
No.
unnamed person who was a father to you. Could be anybody.
No, I mean, we definitely share a lot of, you hesitate to call them negative attributes. They're all just a part of me, part of him.
Sure.
I could definitely be, we're a couple of moderately impatient people, a couple of very quiet, introverted people. And a couple of people who are very anxious about time. How much time is being spent and how time is being spent. And that's a direct correlation between my dad and I for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think positively, I think that there was a big shaping in a sense of humor
Yeah.
from my dad to me, and then on the other side, I think that some of my road rage feelings kind of stem from that.
Did you ask me positive and or negative?
Yes, I
Because I just
did.
answered. I just heard you
I
say
know,
negative,
and now we
and then you
know
said
how
positive,
the feeling is.
and I was going to be like, "Well, fuck, you asked me to say his negative, and then you said positive, and then I was like,
We hear what we want to
yeah,
hear,
no,
I
I don't think he
guess.
did ask that. No, definitely sense of humor, big one. My sense of humor comes from both my parents. Well, they're two very specific senses of humor that make whatever you call this,
Uh-huh.
whatever this is that we do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure other things. That is just a general life lesson. Is it's like it's so easy to focus on the negative, like I clearly
Yeah.
do, that you don't take stock of the positives. And I think I put too much stock into my sense of humor, which is why that's all that's coming to mind right now. Because I know I've definitely got a lot of other positive qualities. qualities from
Yeah, me too. I probably value my humor too highly as well.
him.
Um,
Audience, what do you think? Do we value our humor too highly?
um, speaking of qualities that we do like about ourselves, I do have a
Hmm.
quiz to take.
Hey.
Unfortunately, yet again,
Oh.
it's a BuzzFeed quiz.
All
So
right,
those of you
BuzzFeed.
watching along on YouTube, hopefully um there won't be too much uh ad blocking content in here.
Hopefully
Um
not.
but this quiz is make nothing but mistakes for the day to reveal your very best trait.
Okay.
And of course, this isn't super tied to the episode because it was a mystery episode. We didn't know what we were gonna do. Not that that stopped us from having unrelated quizzes in the past,
Not at all.
I have sent this to you as well,
Oh,
Evan, so we can each find out our very best traits.
let's open that then.
Of course, question number one. Good morning. What's your first mistake of the morning?
Oh
I
boy.
overslept. I couldn't fall asleep. My phone didn't charge overnight. I fell out of bed, or I slept at a weird angle and now I'm sore, or I left the light in my room on.
Always slept at a weird angle and now I'm sore
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely. That's exactly what it is.
Every now and then my phone didn't charge overnight or I couldn't fall asleep, but I'm
But
always
that's
sore.
yeah,
Call me
absolutely.
Dino. I'm always sore. Nice choice, it says. Thank you, BuzzFeed.
Thank you.
Make a mistake while getting ready. I spill a drink. I fall down the steps. I break a dish. My food explodes in the microwave. I fall asleep in the bathroom, or I burn myself making breakfast.
I don't know. I mean, I don't do these nearly as often as I sleep at a weird angle and now I'm sore.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I burn myself making breakfast. Sometimes when I make the eggs, it's not even so much that I burn myself on the pan, but sometimes when I'm putting the eggs onto my bagel for my sandwich, sometimes when the eggs fall off and I try to get them back on, those eggs are still burning. So
Yeah.
I sometimes get myself that way.
I am a chronic dish breaker. Not on purpose. It's not an anger thing. But I knock dishes over all the time, especially when I'm sleepy. It's ridiculous. So I definitely break a dish.
You made it to work/school. What do you do wrong first? I arrive late. I say something embarrassing to my boss/teacher. I call someone I know well by the wrong name. I realize I forgot to prepare for something. I walk right into someone or I fall in the mud.
Yeah, 'cause they're mud.
Part of your mud.
It's a classic now. Um, Ironically, because we always talk about how I love to be early. We both like to be early to things. Work and school was never one of those things. I arrive late. Is what it is. It's a flaw of mine that I probably get from you, Dad. JK.
I
He's the earliest person in the world. He can show up to his job whenever he wants. He chooses 5 a.m.
I am going to say I call someone I know well by the wrong name. I usually catch it right when I say it wrong, but
But they don't. Those people don't
doesn't
always take
matter.
that as a
Yeah,
proper apology. They're like, "Oh, you don't
no.
know who I am."
Yeah, no, it's usually like if we're talking about someone, but I call the person that I'm talking to the name of the person we're talking about. Sometimes that happens. Just a little slip, but it
Happens.
is what it is.
It's easy to do. Don't take it so personally, people.
Yeah.
Yikes, says BuzzFeed.
Buds
Is that a
feed.
weed?
It's a couple of best buds feeds.
Buds weed? Yeah. Yikes.
Yeah.
What seriously went wrong this afternoon? I lose something important. I clog the toilet and it floods the whole bathroom. I drop and break a computer. I get a paper cut and drip blood everywhere. I have a breakdown, or someone yells at me and I cry.
Wow, these last three really are vying for my attention. Getting the paper cut.
Yeah.
See, I called it the wrong name, and I know it well.
Uh,
um, Having a breakdown.
yeah.
Some people do, on the customer side, yell at me
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's just acceptable behavior. I don't know
That's
that I necessarily
normal.
cry as much as I get furious and have to bottle it because
Yeah.
that's the kind of world that we live in.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna say I get a paper cut and drip blood
I'm
everywhere.
going to say I have a breakdown.
Sorry to hear that, says BuzzFeed. What happens as you leave? Someone hears me curse in the bathroom. I get my period with no menstrual products.
You know it.
My car won't start. An embarrassing or personal text pops up on my phone while someone else
Awful.
has it. I left my phone at work or school, or I realize I accidentally took something with me from work or school.
This is a first and last there. Those two are pretty solid. And the picture on accidentally took something is a hand holding keys. And that was a big one at my current job when we worked in the office. You needed to get the key to use the restroom. And man, that's easy to just pop in your pocket and forget it's there. But I gotta go number one. Someone hears me curse in the bathroom.
Yeah,
Uh,
speaking of bathroom, I also got to go number one.
yeah, I finish my work and turn around and go, oh shit. Good joke. What do you mess up this evening? BuzzFeed has no comment to that one. Didn't like our jokes. What do you mess up this evening? I have to cancel my plans. I don't get any work done. I mess up the dinner I'm making. I forget to call or email someone. I stay up way too late taking and or making BuzzFeed quizzes. Or I break another thing.
Man, I'm gonna say I don't get any work done.
Yeah.
Um, I think that's the best way to describe how my evenings go. Of like, oh, I could do this or this, and then I just sit on the couch and do absolutely nothing, and suddenly it's time to go to bed.
Yeah. I'm so tempted by I break another thing because I do just break a lot of things. I'm a clumsy, long-limbed fool. But I'm going with I forget to call or email someone. Given that at 6-ish, 6 a.m. this morning, I realized there was an email I was supposed to respond to. A personal one, not even a work email. Just a personal email that I didn't get around to responding to that came in maybe 3 months ago. So maybe that's just fresh on my mind right now. But
Maybe.
I do tend to do that. I'm forgetful.
You fall asleep. Which nightmare haunts you? Everyone is mad at me for making mistakes.
Uh-huh.
Someone I love needs help. I'm being followed. I'm fighting a robot. I'm naked in public. Or I have a flight to catch, but I'm lost.
Oh man. Everyone's mad at me. Everyone's mad at me for making mistakes.
I'm being followed, I think.
Ooh, who's following you?
Although someone I love needs help is also that's another close one.
Yeah,
Um,
interesting.
I
Everyone's
well,
just mad
actually,
at me in my dreams.
am I being followed, or is it more likely that I'm doing the following?
Whoa, maybe you're being followed and then you realize it's by you.
Whoa. Actually, I'm gonna say someone I love needs help
Cat.
because I think sometimes I do the following and then um I get discovered in my espionage and then I get chased. So maybe that's part of where that comes from. I'm gonna say someone I love needs help.
Okay. Yay! It's a new day, says BuzzFeed. What are you doing to feel better? This is the last question, so make it good.
Okay.
You making a great breakfast? Taking a mental health day? Replacing the stuff I broke? I don't do that for weeks. Bringing donuts for my coworkers and classmates and/or classmates? Going for a walk or run? Or crying and trying to move forward?
I'm gonna go with making a great breakfast.
Yeah.
I wish I would go for a walk or a run, but it's too hot outside.
It's so hot, it sucks. Yeah, because I want to say walk or run, and 9 times out of 10, it's walk.
Yep.
Um,
10 times out of 10 for me.
I'll also say making a great breakfast. I do put a lot of faith in the idea that having some protein in the morning will get you through the day. I don't know if that is true or not, but there it is.
Well, now it's time to discover if we have the same uh very best trait.
Yes.
Mine is my independence. You may have insecurities, but most of them are not based in fact. You know how to take care of yourself when you need to and give to those around you when you have the chance. You have your own beliefs figured out, your goals in place, and you know how to achieve them. Just remember, it's okay to want or need help too.
Yeah.
Evan,
Hell yeah.
did you get the same thing?
Fuck no.
All right.
We're on a roll, I think, of
I
not
know this
getting the
is
same
when we
thing
first started taking these quizzes, it was the same thing every time,
every
and
week.
almost exclusively now they're different.
My best quality based on my flaws are my listening skills. The best thing about you is how well you listen. You make people feel heard, safe, validated, and supported. Everyone needs someone like that in their lives. Just remember to listen to yourself as much as you listen to other people. And it is given with a picture of one of the three joys, the joy from Inside Out.
Yes. Mine, of course, was for anybody curious on the
I am
audio feed. Mine
curious.
was Princess Jasmine from Aladdin.
Oh, independent lady.
Yup. Do you
Yeah.
feel like your listening skills are your very best trait, Evan?
Hmm?
Great. I
Yes, I'm a good listener. Except all the times I don't hear what you're saying.
yeah, I mean that's a technology issue, I
That's
think. It looks
often
like
that. Or like I mentioned a subreddit that I can't find and I'm just over here typing. Being a good podcast partner.
there are many other options it looks like based on the comments in here. We could have gotten our empathy, our teamwork skills, our determination, or our
No.
creativity.
Nah, that ain't us.
Um, but instead we got our independence and our listening skills.
That's
And
right.
you got a brand new episode of How Do We Human,
That's right.
which you can find new episodes every Monday, or you can find all of the past episodes. With a couple exceptions on Spotify,
Hell yeah.
on a variety of platforms, including Spotify,
Hey.
including Apple Podcasts, including Amazon Music, including Pocket Casts, or howdowehuman.com, or anywhere that you get your podcasts. You can rate, review, comment, subscribe, all of those wonderful things to boost us in the algorithm. Even though it's perhaps uncomfortable to write a little 5-star review, it does actually it helps
Actually,
the show. um you can also check us out on our social media and boost us that way. You can
yeah.
check us out on Instagram at How Do We Human.
Ooh, We got that handle, yawn.
Facebook at HowDoWeHuman.
I don't think you're ready for that handle.
YouTube at HowDoWeHuman.
Oh, we tweet those tweets.
Or send us an email to howdowehumanpod@gmail.com.
The best part of that handle is that it's an email address from me to you. It's a love note.
Evan,
Hmm?
do you have anything else that you'd like to plug?
I'm trying to go in business with I don't know what you'd call it, a venue, I suppose. A long, defunct venue, but very famous and very popular. I'm talking old New York classic CBGB's
Mm.
where the Ramones and Blondie and Talking Heads all got their start. The CBGB Club. They went out of business, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. But the name is too good for them to not get in on the CBD market.
Okay.
CBGBs, CBDBs.
Okay.
What's the B at the end? I'm not sure.
Like it.
But get at me. You probably don't have social media because you haven't been a business since social media has been around. But find me, CBGBs, CBDBs.
I love this, Evan.
Great.
And would you like to know why?
Why?
Because my plug is also a CBD pun.
No shit. We are.
We both wore pink. We both have a very similar plug.
This is mind meld.
Mine is to be a CBDJ. DJ.
Super calm DJ.
Exactly.
I
Just
like
playing chill beats.
Yeah.
You know those YouTube videos that are like chill beats to study to for an hour or whatever.
People love
that's
'em.
what I would do, but in the club.
Yeah, I like that. There should be chill clubs.
Yeah,
honestly, I think that
there
would be
should.
awesome. if you had a club, maybe it's CBGBs.
Yeah,
we open it.
We go into business together on
There's
this.
CBDJs. And they're just playing chill beats, and you replace that as like, now that's a place you can like dance with and meet people. You're just dancing a little smaller, but you can all hear each other and get to know each other.
I love it.
We love it. All right, CBDB, CBDJs, CBD, CG, C.
You got it.
CBGB. CBGB CBD presents CBDJs.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.